It's good. Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It with Ling. I have my cousin here with me, and I call her Granny, but she. Yeah, I have a question about that for
Oh,
you
don't
too.
tell
I
nobody.
really do have a question about that, but I'm gonna wait till we get to the more personal questions. I'm gonna let her introduce herself and her business, what she does.
Might need to edit that. That's reserved for people that know me. That's usually a trivia question.
Look, it's a question at the end about it. Because I still don't understand how that's your name if your name is Serena.
My daddy. Anyway, my name is Tarina, owner and operator of Impressions Body Solutions, aka Pampered Therapy, 20-year vet in the spa industry, massage therapist and esthetician, and other stuff that maybe we'll get to talk about later.
Right. She does a lot. She is a boss. So, have you always been in the like entrepreneurial industry?
I have always aspired to be an entrepreneur. I think when I was younger, I always wanted to own my own business.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew what it was. I used to think I wanted to own a hair salon. I guess because at the time, that's really all you saw.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I never wanted to do hair, but I always wanted to own a salon.
Okay. Is that something you still would be interested in, like make it happen, or you're kind of over it?
Well, because I do what I do and I can own a spa, I really don't have an interest in that. I mean,
Okay.
if something presented itself where it was an opportunity, maybe,
Okay.
but not really.
All right. So, what are all the services that you provide at Pampered Therapy? I feel like you do a lot.
I do a lot.
Okay.
I do massage, and then there's different what they call modalities of massage. So you have prenatal, you have lymphatic drainage, you have deep tissue, you have Swedish, you have a whole bunch of stuff like that. So I do massage therapy. I do skincare, which is facials, body waxing. Facials include chemical peels, dermaplaning, different types of things to treat, skin issues. I do lash extensions, although I don't love that part, but I do lash extensions. I do body contouring and hair. Yeah, different things.
Everybody has said that. Like, I think it might be like my third person that has like tried lashes, but most people don't like doing it. Like,
I hate it.
two people already said like I started it and then I just stopped. Like, forget it.
I started because I was in school for aesthetics and I really couldn't work around those hours. So I was trying to learn something that I can do at home, like, whatever. And I didn't love it. Then I stopped doing it. But when I moved back to New Jersey, because I was in Atlanta at the time, I realized that it wasn't as popular here. So I figured, oh, maybe I can make some money kind of like introducing it. But yeah, I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm hiring people that do that.
Good. So, as far as you just saying you're hiring people that do that, my next question was about how is your move going to Rahway? You're
It's
moving over to Rahway.
It's finally happening.
Okay.
So it's been 2 years in the making. A lot of disappointment and discouragement along the way. The spot that I was going to get, it was a no-go at first, but now because the zoning law changes, I'm going in there, but it's delayed. So I'm going in. It's not to that space yet.
Okay.
But it's a space that's literally on the corner of that space while that space is being prepared, because apparently with all the electrical work and zoning permits that need to be done, it's going to take 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year. So officially I'll be there next month, but not in that space. Not in the
No
permit.
problem.
Yeah.
Something is better than nothing. So
I'm home.
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay. So when can we expect the opening? You said within the next month?
Yeah, hopefully. I'm waiting to hear back for a definite, but it's supposed to be April. So I don't know exactly when in April, but I'll be in that space in April.
Okay. Cool. So what keeps you motivated in this like entrepreneurial world? I feel like it's hard. It's hard for me to stay motivated. And I've told you that a lot of times. Like I always feel like once I feel defeated, I'm just like just whatever, and I'm moving on to the next thing. But like, what keeps you motivated to stay where you're at and just like continue getting better?
Is that I don't want to go back to corporate America. One thing I have to say, interject and kind of like expound on a little bit, is in my spending more time with you over the last year or so, I've come to see that you're a lot like me. And so I feel like I want to keep that connection so I can help you through the things that you deal with, because I've been there and sometimes I am there even now I think what keeps me motivated is, first of all, my clients now.
Okay.
But it took me a while to get here. Like I said, I've been doing this 20 years, and I've only had the last 3 where I've had a consistent base of people where no matter what happens, because there's been some changes, they're sticking with me. And they motivate me because they need what I have. They want what I have, and they're loyal to me. So giving up is not an option for the sake of them.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I love what I do. I know that corporate America is not for me. I cannot do it. And I want the freedom of my own life to do what I want when I want to do it and don't have to ask nobody nothing. So even when things are slow, and they have been for the last couple months because of the changes in the economy, it's been super slow. And I'm just like, you know what? Even in the midst of it being as slow as it is, I'm still making more money than I made there.
Yeah.
So the alternative is there is no alternative. Nope. This is it for me.
I'm telling you, and I keep trying to get back, and like when I'm back in that space, that corporate world, I hate it. I hate it.
Literally
so
makes you
much.
Sick sometimes.
Like seriously. And I definitely could never be back in a cubicle. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I need to be free. Like I need to move around definitely on my own time. I don't like the aspect of always having to act.
That's
like
it.
Oh my God.
I'm not asking you anything. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to not be here these days. I need these days off. And you can tell me, oh, you don't have seniority, or you have to. Okay, I didn't really ask you.
Right.
So when those days come, I will not be here.
Right.
So you fire me or not, that's the consequence I had to take a lot of times, but I'm not going to be here because I don't need to ask you.
Right. It's like you working for somebody, and like your time just doesn't matter, and so much of your time is taken away from your family. And I don't want to miss things in my kid's life. I don't want to miss my nephew's basketball games and football games just to be working for somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then by the time I get home, I'm too tired to even entertain my kid, honestly. So I definitely, I try my best to stay motivated.
I mean, there have been times where you have to do what you have to do. But you always have to have the mindset that this is not the end goal. Like this is in the interim. This is on the way to my destination. So I gotta suck it up and eat this. But I'm not staying here long. And for me at the time, the temp agency was the best thing for me because it allowed me to continue to be different places. I was never stuck in one spot. It's changed a lot because I literally used to be signed up with like 5 or 6 agencies. One assignment in this day, I'm on the next one tomorrow. So it kind of was like my life. I'm not stationary. I'm not stuck. But
maybe I should do that. Maybe I should go to more than one temp agency. I deal with one, and then like once they don't have anything, I'm just like,
no, yeah, you gotta sign up with everybody. You gotta keep yourself on the tip of their tongue, calling them, emailing them. I don't know how it works so much now, but that's what I'm calling in every week. They'd be like, hey, Tarina, I don't have anything now, but when we bring something up, and then couple people, I'm always the first person they call, like, hey, you have anything going on? What about this? And then I'm going to everything because I need money in my pocket, but I'm still not stuck. So
yeah, I don't really want to be like in a contract or like anything committed.
Exactly.
Okay, so is there anyone who influenced like you into this business? Like, did you see anyone in your family or any friends really having their own
into the industry, or just wanting to be an entrepreneur?
I would say into the industry, like anybody that's in the massage industry.
No. So what had happened was, so I guess what influenced me to get into this was I always had a gravitation to touching people, not inappropriately, but like I could be. First of all, when I was younger, my mother had a slip disc in her neck, so she will always be like, "Can you rub this?" And it was like I just rub it, and it felt good to her, I guess. And then like I was the younger of most of the cousins, like your dad, my sister and brother. We'd be all playing, and all of a sudden we get in the house, and everybody was tight. Rub my back or this and that. So I was just always doing that. And then I could find myself, even in corporate America, I could be sitting around, like if I was standing up behind you and there was somebody sitting here and a group of us talking, I'd just be behind you. It was just natural. So when I would see people's reaction, it would be like, wow, that made a difference to them, And then I felt like at 24, 23, I think it was, I just felt like I wanted something different. And that was my avenue to work for myself because I didn't go to college. I went, but I didn't finish. I didn't, have a degree. So corporate America wasn't for me. And I wanted something that would allow me the freedom of my time and to work for myself. And that's how I found that. Skincare was another story, but that's how I started, was with massage.
Interesting to know.
Well, it was the accident, but
So, guys, we are now moving past the business questions and to get to know Tarina a little more personally.
Okay.
So, as I told you earlier, I wanted to ask you where the nickname Granny came from. I always wondered that. I'm like, why is her name Granny? I don't get it.
My father, I was bossy. I was an old lady. So,
Okay.
My father said he saw me out the window one day with my hand in somebody's face doing like that. He's acting like somebody's grandmother and just started calling me Granny.
And it stuck.
It
That's
stuck.
funny. That's funny.
It
And
stuck.
she is still bossy, guys. So the name works. Are you single?
I am.
Are you looking? Are you interested in dealing with any type of men right now?
I am. I mean, I recently got out of something, a 3-year hot mess, I guess. I don't know what it was. But and I met someone on a plane in September, and I've been talking to him. He's nice. I like him. I don't know where it's gonna go, but he's definitely not my man.
Okay.
And I am definitely single and open to the possibility of something, but I'm not about no games. So I'm not trying to play around. I'm too old for that. Like, it doesn't have to be serious,
Right.
but it has to be open to the possibility.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So, are you still like willing to be married, or
I want
like
to be married?
Okay, married. Okay, I didn't know what you mean by
Marriage
like
is
serious. So,
marriage
but
is the end
marriage
goal.
still is the end goal.
Marriage is the end goal. What I'm saying by serious is that I'm not here to play around. Like, it's a lot of people. Oh, I just want to hang out. Hanging out is fine, but that can't be.
Yeah, no, we gotta be trying to
we gotta
lead or make it something. You know what I mean? And I feel that way at my age too.
Absolutely.
I don't wanna play the games and everything. Let's just get straight to the point.
Yeah.
What do we want out of this? Or can we even imagine it being anything more than just fun?
Because you never know what it ends up as. It may not ever lead to commitment and marriage. But if that's not the goal in the beginning, that you're open to the possibility, then there's no need to even come in my direction, because no.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Next question. Do you want to have children?
Well, I don't know if I mean, I always struggled with that. I didn't want to, then I did want to. I think I've always been afraid to birth them. But at this point, I am my age, and I don't know if it's in the cards for me, but if it happens, it happens. That's always been my thing. Just never happened.
Okay. Would you adopt?
I thought about it. I went through a whole class with foster care one time. And it just really, the reality hit me of how much of a responsibility that is. And I would choose not to do that as a single person. Okay. Like, I really don't. Adopt may be different, but I guess, I don't know. It's a lot, and I don't.
It is. So, would you ever do IVF?
When you did it, I thought about it. But I want, like, again, I would want there to be someone in my life, that I can experience this with.
In the beginning of mine, I actually was gonna do mine like through a donor. Like, me and my parents, we looked up a couple places, and it's actually kind of weird, like going on and you like picking out like a guy with blonde hair, and like you could pick like what you want, like your favorite subject to have been in high school and stuff like that. Because I guess they're thinking like the genetics may pass down, but it was really freaking weird. And I was like, you know what? Like, me and my child's father, we weren't on the best of terms, but at the same time, I'm like, we got money right now because it was during the pandemic. So I'm like, I think this is the best opportunity, because when are we going to just have thousands of dollars? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I think we should do it. And even though we weren't on the best of terms, we like, let's just get it done. And we ended up with this perfect little baby.
Definitely
right
perfect.
Here. Wow.
I love him.
You want to buy? Okay.
I love you.
I'm going to get it for you. Hold on. Stop pushing me. I said I'm going to get it. Dang.
I love you. Onyx.
No. That's what. Turn it off. No. Huh.
Oh God.
Say thank you. Rudeness. But yeah, this guy's the prize at the end. Um, I want more children, but honestly, I'd be thinking like, do I really want to go through? I don't have to go through everything again because I have 9 babies in the freezer, which is also weird because they were all like really all the same age because they were made the same day, but now they're like frozen in time. It's so interesting, the whole thing. But
Yeah.
I would pretty much still have to do like the shots in my behind for the first 12 weeks of pregnancy just to make sure that the baby sticks. And I don't know if I want to do that, but I'm willing to.
Yeah.
Right now it's looking like what did we say? I think we said July of 2024. So
Okay.
if we can remain, you know, like really good at co-parenting and balance and working out life,
Yeah.
2024, we're dropping an embryo. It's going down. Let's hope for that.
Yeah, that's.
But if not, I'm pleased. I'm happy with this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I may end up meeting somebody else and be able to start the process over. It's not like that over yet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's exciting. I look forward to another little beautiful baby.
Super exciting. Okay, so I have another question.
Okay.
What is one of the most fun childhood memories that you have?
The most fun childhood memories.
I feel like y'all house was lit. Did you lived at grandma's house too, right?
No, you only didn't? Ones that didn't.
Oh,
never.
Never.
We were always there though. Everybody, we were the fun house because everybody always came to our house.
Okay.
Spend the night when the family came up from down south. Everybody always came to stay to our house, so it was always fun. But I think the most fun parts of my childhood, I would probably say, were the road trips down south. Not necessarily being in the South because I don't remember all of that, but just being with my cousins in the van and you know having the food made before we left and you know trying to getting sodas from each other and eating food and having to go to the bathroom and stopping on the side of the road to go to the bathroom. It was just weird. It was fun.
I love road tripping.
Trips to the South. We had this one that we call. Your father asked him if you remember Dixie Hill.
Dixie Hill? I will ask him. He has an upcoming episode. He is so funny.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
He's so funny. He was like, Shay, you know I don't talk, so if my episode is trash it. I'm like, Dad. He said when he gets hair done, he's going to be ready.
I can't.
My dad is bald, guys. He's been bald for almost 20 years.
Oh, my God. But Dixie Hill would be one of the ones because my great-grandfather, he would take us in his pickup truck. Well, my uncle would take us in his pickup truck and it would be like mad kids like down in the South they just let you ride in the back of the pickup just whatever, so it was like a little accident that happened along the way that was hilarious. And then Dixie Hill, I ain't gonna say about that one, but
okay, we're gonna get the deets, y'all, on the episode with my pops. We're getting the deets. What is the best piece of advice that someone has given to you in life in general? Not just business.
That's advice that I was given. I would say the thing that I don't know if it was the best advice in life, but it's what comes to the top of my head right now is something my mother said about relationships, and it sticks with me because if anybody knows my relationship with my mother, we're not like coochie crunch, you know what I'm saying? We love each other, but we don't have where I can talk to her about anything type of relationship. So for her to have given me that relationship advice meant a lot to me. So she said I was dealing with a guy, and there was a situation where something happened, and she was like, either you're going to forgive him or you're not. And she was like, if you decide to forgive him, then you need to just never bring it up again because that's always going to be something in your relationship. If it's something that you can't handle and you know that you don't want to deal with it, then don't deal with him. Be done with the relationship and leave it alone. But if you choose to stay, then forgive and let it go and don't ever bring it up again.
And that is hard to do, though.
Very hard.
That is really hard to do. Even like after saying, you know, I forgive you, it's still kind of like playing in the back of my mind sometimes because I'm like, how dare you? Like, how could you have?
But I think the point is not that
why stay with them?
But that's the point. If you can't let it go, because forgiveness is not just making a statement, a declaration to say that I forgive you. It's an action.
Yep.
And if your action does not align with what you said, then you're not over it.
Yeah.
And so if you decide that you can't deal with it, then you need to leave that person alone, because constantly bringing it up is not forgiveness.
Yeah.
And you can't live
And it's
like
not
that.
helping.
It's not. It's not going to create a
You're
relationship.
still arguing about the same thing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Don't want to talk about that. So, next question. Who inspires you? Whether it's someone, nobody.
I mean, I get inspiration from
famous. Like, do you follow like a lot of massage therapists or estheticians? You don't?
I'm a weird person because I don't know. Some of these questions are like, I should have did my homework because I started to, but I was like, I don't know. But I get inspiration from everywhere, and I think I would say my biggest hero would have to be my sister Tanya, because she's just an amazing person. You know what I mean? I love the way she handles situations in life. Like she carries a lot, and I don't like that she does that. But I think the way she handles it is like how they say a duck underwater. You know how you see them, how like things roll off their back.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at them,
to just keep it moving.
Yeah, if you look at a duck in the water, you can't tell what's going on underneath. Their feet underneath is going like this. It's just moving. But on the surface, they look so calm. And yeah, so she just handles things so effortlessly, and she's my go-to person when I'm overwhelmed, and I ask her, and just the words and advice and the love and the encouragement that she gives me is beyond measure for me. Like, that's my life source right there. I love my sister, but I get encouragement from everywhere, from everyone. I get motivation from you. I get motivation from different people that I encounter, different people that I see their life stories, and on social media and real life. I can't single out anyone particular, because I'm not the type of person. I feel like I am not I can't say I'm not a groupie type person. Like celebrity lifestyle.
Me either. I can't say I'm really a fan, of anybody except Lil Baby. I know I love Lil Baby, but I just feel like a proud, like, big sister to Lil Baby. That's how I feel. But yeah, I've never really been like a fan, or I'm not ever going crazy and buying backstage tickets to meet somebody and paying thousands. Like, that's
so because that's not my personality. I don't think there's really one place that I draw inspiration from. Like, I don't look at anybody and follow their life and be like, oh my God, I gotta do this, or they inspire. I don't think that exists for me.
Okay, same for me. Stop, dude. Go ahead. Am I looking back up? Oh yes, we are. Hey kid, get out of here.
Oh, he's going too. Bye, boo boo.
She'll be back
in 2.5. Already.
You're like, wait, you about to sit down, Mom?
Right.
All right, so I have to ask it. I just gotta ask it. Waxing vaginas. How do you feel about that? I can't do it. I really can't do it. And I know you just, if I get Granny is opening up her own place where she's going to have employees and everything. And she was letting me know that if I continue with my license journey, because I stopped in the middle of it, that I can come and work for her and wax vaginas. But I can't see that happening.
Let me just say, it's not just waxing vagina.
But that's the part where I can't.
And honestly, I never thought that I would be doing that. Like, nobody could have ever told me at any point until I started doing it that I would be doing that, because ilk. And not just because it's vagina, but it's like, I just couldn't even change baby diapers. Like, I almost threw up on my niece one time, just changing her. Like, I just, ugh. But one, it's constant business. Like, it's something to get used to, because there's sometimes some things that go on down there and you just be like, why?
Right.
But
I had a question about that too.
Yeah, but it's a matter of, for one, it keeps you paid, because in the downtimes, people gonna still come get waxed, just like hair. They're gonna come get their hair done.
Yeah,
they're gonna come get them.
Like, the beauty industry doesn't feel a recession.
Yeah, so no,
a pandemic, none of that. They're gonna find some money to
absolutely
have their upkeep done.
So that's the thing that keeps me in it. I did it because it was in high demand.
Okay.
And then I worked at a wax studio just to learn to do that, because they don't teach you that in school. They tell you about it and they teach you how to wax. Everything else, they don't let you do that in school. You have to take continuing education, and I wasn't paying for that. So I worked at a wax studio because they taught me for free. And then I left after 3 months.
Hey, you got your knowledge and go.
Yes,
So, can you wax your own?
I do.
You do?
I don't let anybody wax me.
Oh my god, that's interesting. I can't do it. I can't even wax my own underarms because I don't like causing myself pain, and I just feel like
It's hard. It's hard because sometimes the wax might get stuck, and so that second pull, it's like you got to talk yourself into it because that first one is like, oh, but if you get stuck and it don't come off, you be like, okay, wait a minute, okay, wait. Oh, wait. So it's nerve wracking, but I don't trust anybody else to wax me.
Okay.
Like I've been waxed a few times. My first experience was like I almost killed somebody because her wax was cheap and cheesy and it kept breaking. So that's not some place that you want somebody to just keep pulling because it won't come up. So I was like, no. And
That's terrible.
Yeah, and then the other experiences I had, even though the wax process was good, the wax itself was not great, and it always caused me to have issues. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to do myself, and that's just it.
Oh, that's interesting. So I also have to ask because you be going on rants on social media.
Okay.
Have you ever like had a rant about a client, like being gross, and they said something to you? Like anybody
in what
ever?
Capacity? Because massage is my first.
No, as far as the waxing, I don't know exact, but you made a post before, and it was either somebody wasn't smelling right.
Oh, that happened.
Or right, but you publicly made a post. Did they ever like pull up on you or like call you or have anything like to say
about my post?
Yeah,
I wish they would. I wish they would.
I wondered, like, yo,
absolutely not.
Never.
Absolutely not.
Has anybody ever, like, you felt like someone probably seen it and, like, did they correct their issue?
Absolutely. And so that's the reason why I do it, because this is another thing that I actually had thought about. Maybe this might come up as far as social media posting rants like that. Because I post things on my personal page and then I post things on my business page. And while I say the same things on my business page, I say them differently because I don't necessarily want to offend people.
Okay.
But I say it on my personal page is the way I do because I want my friends, because everybody's not coming to me. And I want them to know how it goes down here. And I want y'all to come correct to these people because they are talking about you. And I'm telling, and people come to me and they're like, oh, you shouldn't talk about your clients like that. And I'm like, why not? They're talking anyway. People are talking regardless of whether you see them talking about it, they're talking. And if you're coming up in here like this, these people coming in here, they're talking about you too. Because I'm in professional groups on Facebook where I'm talking to people are posting stuff about their clients and talking to whether it's from lashes to waxing to massage. I'm in all these industry pages, microblading, all of it. And they're talking about these clients because these people are nuts. And I just be like, I'm glad I don't have the issues that they have. But when it comes to body issues, like stuff like that, oh, please, we've seen it all. Poop in there, periods and smells and possible infections and stuff. Like, for real, that's what I be
like
saying.
How old are y'all? What is going on?
Because you think that people are raised the way you're raised and taught the things you're taught, but clearly they're not.
Yeah, no.
And I will tell you, it's not a race thing. It's not an age thing. It's across the board. You just be like, are you freaking serious? But no, I've had clients who clearly have seen them because they don't come like that anymore.
Okay.
And then I've had people who stopped coming, very few, maybe like one or two that have stopped coming. And I appreciate that because if you're offended, my pastor would say, be offended enough to change. So if you're not going to change, I don't want you coming here.
Right.
Because I should not have to put up with that. Like, that is not, I think sometimes people have the misconception that during the service industry, you're supposed to just put up with whatever they present to you. And you got the wrong one when it comes to that, because I'm not doing that. I'm not a dog. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nothing that has to deal with that stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm not obligated to deal with your mess. Get up off my table smelling like that. I've had to have people leave almost. Like if you're not going to correct this,
You ever had somebody like get up and have to like go bird bath or like wash up?
Well, not anymore, because it's clearly stated on my site that if you come incorrectly, you will be handed a bar of soap and you will be told to go to the bathroom and wash.
Hey,
like,
yo, not a bar of soap.
Yeah, because I make feminine products. I make a feminine wash. So you're gonna pay for that because I make it and it's $10. So when I send you to the bathroom to wash with that soap, that's now going on your bill. Like, But I'm telling you, ever since I started saying things like this, I don't have problems no more because people are watching. And so it's sometimes conversation that you don't want to have necessarily with somebody because you don't want the altercation or you don't want to offend them. But if I'm saying it publicly for everybody to see, then I know you have there's a possibility you're going to watch it and you're going to come better. Yeah, I had about 3 or 4, maybe 5 clients that were like that. So of all the people I'm not talking to, I need the people that I am talking to get it. And out of the 5, only maybe 1 person doesn't come back like at all. And the other ones, they don't come like that to me no more. They get it. Or they be like, oh, I'm scared you're going to talk about me. And I will.
Not I'm scared you're going to talk about me. I sure will.
I will.
I'm correct. There won't be anything to talk about.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. So now it is your turn to ask me a question. It could be business or personal.
Oh, ask you a business question and a personal. Just one?
Yeah.
Just one?
No one follows this rule. I don't know. Nobody ever follows this rule.
So I would like to know what your direction and focus is as it pertains to your entrepreneurial life. Like where are you going with it? Are you going to be in nails? Are you looking for some other direction? Like how can we, what is it that you want to do that how we can help you get there, like to support that vision? Because I know that you're right now in a couple different places. Like do you have a focus of where you want to go?
I really don't. I don't. I do feel like I ultimately, this is my plan right now. I don't want to say too much because too many people copy. I don't like that. But what I'm working on right now, I'm kind of falling out of love, honestly, with nails. It's just not doing anything for me anymore. But I am interested in starting a clothing business. Like I don't want to make my own brand or anything, but I kind of want to own like a Fashion Nova. And I do think that the starting of my show is going to be helpful because I'm gonna start wearing, you know, like my clothes and everything like that. And I feel like as the shows become like clickbait, I could let them know like where to get it from. But ultimately, I think I want to have a clothing website and continue doing something of this sort, like podcast. I just want to interact with people, but I can't really say like it's just like one thing that I really dream of or really want to do.
Well, you're still young. You're gonna have a lot of dreams,
it's
even
so
as you
hard.
get older. But you're gonna have to. So
I feel like I do have to buckle down on something.
It's not a matter of really buckling down. You can do everything you want to do, but you have to start somewhere. It's like when you cleaning up the house. It's like you look everywhere and you're like, oh my God, it's so much to do. Holes over here. I mean, where do I start? Right. You have to just pick a place and then start there, and then things will go from there. One thing you just said about not wanting to say things because people copy. Another thing that I've always done, I talked a lot, and I still do talk a lot, and sometimes I regret the things that I say to people. But when I was first starting off as a massage therapist, there were other people who I say it as I had vision and no money. They had money and no vision. Yep. So I spoke a lot of things that people went out and started doing. It hurt me. It made me mad. It discouraged me a lot. But one thing that I did realize in the process of that is what they say is what is for me is for me. You can copy anything that I say, but if it's not for you, it's not going to come to fruition. It's not going to become everything that you're doing because it wasn't for you. Right. God gave that to me. You didn't have a vision for it. You just had financing to back it. So it didn't work for you. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people in the spa industry that did everything that I said that we talked about, and it did not work for them. But even though so many years later, it's finally coming to fruition for me, I appreciate it more. I'm going to be able to sustain it because it's my vision. It's what God gave me. And there are some things you need to keep to yourself because you just do, because people have ways to try to stop things, and
not everybody wants to see you win.
Not everybody wants to see you win, and some people have positions that you do not know about, some connections with people that are over you, and they'll never be able to stop it, but they can cause delay in where you're going. So I get that, but whatever's for you is for you. Know that.
Okay. Is that another question?
I don't know. I don't have no more questions. But I got a lot of answers. So what you got to say?
Oh, guys, obviously you did see that we did not. This is the first episode where we did not have a bust your ass. That's the drink
Oh
on
yeah.
my show. Tarina, it's hard calling her that because I don't call her that. Tarina does not drink, so we don't have a shot to end the episode. But I do just want to thank you so much for coming on my show and
Thank you for
doing this
having
for
me.
me. And I wish you nothing but love and success on everything that
Thank you.
is about to come to you
Thank you.
and anything else that you would like to do. I know it'll be successful, and I pray that it does.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Let's Talk About It with Ling. And my special guest today, I call him Baby Hog, but he's known as a couple other things, and I'm going to let him introduce himself to you.
My name is Kyrie Caviar, Mr. Caviar. I guess I'm like the creative director, founder, designer of Ramen Caviar.
You guess?